It's an unbelievable true story that's now become the subject of a major motion picture. A man in a remote town starts making spoofs of Bollywood films and ends up launching an entire industry. This is the story of Nasir Sheikh, who gathered up his friends to make movies in Malegaon. Reema Kagti has now turned it into a big-budget film along with writer Varun Grover.
I think Nasir single-handedly kind of inspired that town to start their own parallel film industry. For me personally, I think it was a really humbling experience to meet with him, talk to him, and to kind of realize that there is something about a director that remains the same, whether they're functioning out of Bombay or Malegaon.
बहुत खतरनाक आइडिया है मेरे पास।
इधर ही पिक्चर बनाते ना, मालेगांव में।
बस सपना लग रहा है ये, और बड़ी खुशी हो रही है ये चीज़ के लिए कि नासिर के ऊपर एक स्टोरी बनी, मालेगांव के ऊपर स्टोरी बनी, तो बहुत ज़्यादा खुशी हो रही। और सब जश्न का माहौल है मालेगांव में ट्रेलर देख करके, तो वो भी इंतज़ार कर रहे हैं, मैं भी इंतज़ार कर रहा रिलीज़ का।
अबे तू लूम में मजदूर है, मेरी खजूर की दुकान, फटे हाल रिसाले का दिल जला अदीब फरोख।
अदीब नहीं, अजीब हूँ तू।
जन्म से बेरोजगार तू। पिक्चर बनाएंगे अब।
कोशिश तो करते हैं
यार। नहीं, कभी नहीं सोचा मैं, ये तो सोचा ही नहीं, ये सोच के नहीं बना रहा था मैं, तो मेरा काम ही करते जा रहा था, वो बस आगे बात बढ़ते गई और देखो फिल्म बन गई पूरी। लेकिन एक चीज़ दिमाग में थी कि मैं जो काम कर रहा छोटा मोटा जो भी गांव में, इतनी मेहनत से मैं कर रहा, कोई देखता ही नहीं इसको, कहीं समझ ही नहीं पाता, मैं बयान ही नहीं कर सकता। अब बयान इन्होंने कर दिया, रीमा जी ने और जोया जी ने, आदर्श जी ने, तो पूरी दुनिया के सामने वो जो मैंने काम किया अब दुनिया के सामने आ गया।
क्या है ना कि मालेगांव में बहुत मच बहुत रोना धोना है यार। अबे जिंदगी में थोड़ी कॉमेडी, थोड़ा हंसना जरूरी है ना।
People ask me what did you take away. There's a whole life you're witness to, and you take away his sorrows and his joys and his heartbreaks and everything, and they stay with you if you looked at them honestly, and if you didn't, they don't. And so there's a lot of him that will stay with me. Even his friend who is sitting next to me, Nasir. So you feel related to almost everything in his life. And I can't put my thumb down on one thing and say, this is what I take from Shafiq. There's a whole world he came with, which is inside me now.
लड़के वालों की लाइन लगा रखी अब्बू ने।
टेंशन मत ले, ठीक है ना?
ठीक है।
वो देख जादू का पंछी, एक दिन उड़ूंगा इसमें मैं।
So the process was to take as much information from Nasir and his friends, and we personally interviewed them. Amazing thing about Nasir, he's an obsessive archivist of his own life. So he has photo albums right from his childhood. He has newspaper cuttings of the very first play he performed in as an actor. There's a newspaper cutting probably from 30 years ago or 35 years ago. And he has great memory, so he remembers details from his life. So all of this was great input material for me. And once I had the material, I knew there is an inherent structure to his life. Okay, he was running a video parlor, and then he decided to become a filmmaker. Then he stopped making films. Then he came back to making films. All of these things were there. Just the triggers. Sometimes he did not know the triggers. Sometimes he knew, but he was not very comfortable sharing, and then slowly I had to gain the trust and get there where I could use that in the film. So yeah, that's how the process was. Very research based, very instinct based, basis that research, how to make these connections, and then eventually just connecting with him on a personal human level, his love for cinema, my love for cinema, and that's how it kind of came.
हो सकता है भाई।
ये ऑडिशन है?
हाँ ना, मालेगांव में ना खाली से एक ही चीज की कमी नहीं है, इंसानों की। इसलिए इधर बना रहा मैं, इधर के लोगों के लिए, इधर के लोगों के साथ।
प्रोड्यूसर का टाइटल चाहिए।
We had these wonderful workshops with Atul Mongia, and Adarsh and Vineet are actors. I think they're some of the best in the country. It's a joy to work with them, and to have that sense of camaraderie with them is something which Varun has written into the script. It's contagious working with them, and the more we worked and the more we understood each other, the more fun it became. Of course, it was a tough job, it was a tough film to make, but they're so familiar with their craft that working with them is just a joy, and that's why I started working, and I dearly loved working with them.
अरे मालेगांव पर जानना किसको है? क्योंकि उनके लिए
हमारे जैसे लोग बेईमान नहीं हैं।
न जुबान आती न दुनिया का कायदा आता, बस लोगों का फायदा उठाना आता तुझे।
तेरे को लगता है तू बहुत बड़ा ओरिजिनल आर्टिस्ट है ना?
हाँ हूँ
मैं जो चाहता था, मैं जो सोचता था ना, मेरे दिमाग में जो डायरेक्शन था, तो जो फोटोग्राफी के साथ साथ, लोकेशन के साथ साथ, पीछे आर्ट के साथ, जैसा मैं चाहता था उससे भी ज़्यादा अच्छा ये फिल्म मुझको लगा। मतलब मेरा जो सोच थी उससे कई गुना ज़्यादा अच्छी फिल्म है ये।
अभी खुशी मिनती तो करना चाहिए।